Well, thank you all for joining us again. As you know, if you've been watching the channel, we've been doing a few songs, just breaking them down and just seeing what they mean to us. But today we're going to do something a little different. Have with me a few friends, have Caleb with us today and my buddy Pete. And we're just going to be asking them some questions about how music is affecting them and in their faith as well. So first of all, Pete, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of how Jesus came into your life and also how
Mhm.
music came into your life? Cool. And I forgot to mention also, Pete is a worship leader at Sound City Bible Church and in the band Ivan and Alyosha. Almost said Alan and Ivyosha.
Oh, I've heard worse.
Can only imagine.
Yeah, so I grew up in a really wonderful Christian home. Uh, Parents, church was a big part of our upbringing, so our parents made it pretty evident that that was gonna, that's what we do. I think in a nutshell, it was around the eighth grade where I really started to wrestle with uh, the question of, is there an absolute truth? Is everything, uh, I went to a public school, a lot of friends, different beliefs. So was the Christ that I knew, was that absolute, or was it just a way? And I had to, it kind of started with more of uh, this might surprise you, Mitch, but more of an intellectual approach to my faith, which I don't think any of my friends would be like, oh, I think Pete would have had a very scholarly
I could see that. No one would
start to,
expect that from me ever. And I'm like,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's not true.
Yep. But I had to, it was one of those things that I had to find out. And, that verse saying, I love the Lord with all of your heart, soul, and mind, that really stuck out to me. It's like, I should be using my mind uh, not only discover God, but just to see the truths around me and the absolute truths around me. And yeah, so I really started to take my faith seriously, probably in the eighth, ninth grade. Not quite sure when I came to saving faith, but it was somewhere around that timeline, and made some real big changes in my life, as far as, just the classic, like, friends that used to party with. Like, I had to kind of cut ties, and I told them, I was like, I need about a year break. I really need to take this seriously, and they respected it, and still friends to this day. And yeah, and I think within student ministries especially, I started playing drums maybe around fifth grade. But my bandmates and I always say, like, where do you get your start in music? Well, where's the drum set? It's at church, right? So you go to church and you start serving and playing in the worship band, and you get to practice. And, like, on the side, we start to learn Nirvana songs too, and just, like, really bad ska music too. Like, that was
Dang, I wouldn't have admitted that, Pete. I'm sorry.
oh yeah,
Ska music, man. Wow.
throwback.
Uh,
But it is like, we couldn't afford drums, right away. Couldn't afford an amp right away. You had to mow a bunch of lawns. So go to church, start playing with your friends. Like, that was really the start of uh, the camaraderie around music. Uh, was coupled with the camaraderie around Christ. Yeah, so the two were pretty close together.
Nice. Cool. And sweet, dude. Well, thanks for giving us a little bit of insight into who
Yeah.
you are and how music is formed. And it's really cool to see that story and how God used music to keep you plugged in as well. That's
Hmm.
a really good tool for musicians because
Oh yeah.
we can wander sometimes. And
Oh yeah. Prone to
yeah,
wander.
that's awesome, dude. So in this crazy time that we're dealing with and being quarantined and locked up inside sometimes, what are some musics that you're listening to? Types of music, doesn't have to be just worship music, just anything in
Yeah.
general. What are you listening to?
Um, Today was J. Roddy Walston in the Business, which is just a pretty meathead rock and roll band. It's kind of like if Kings of Leon stayed how they started,
Oh,
um,
nice.
which is really cool. Like, we actually played a show with them down in Austin one time, and it was at the end of a long week, and we were blown away. Like, we're like, I didn't know guys could still, like, grow their hair long and rock that hard. Like, which is very different from what we do. So we were just like, these are like the cool kids. um, yeah, a lot of that. I don't know, honestly. Well, so I've got three young boys, so we play Kendrick Lamar clean version on Alexa because it can get a little hairy sometimes. I tend to so Ivan and Alyosha is more folk rock. I tend to listen to stuff that is very different from that because if I listen to Fleet Foxes or The Head and the Heart, it just sounds like work to me. So I like listen to hip hop or harder rock or like just very, mundane, just, Brian Eno stuff that you could fall asleep to.
Nice.
I do.
Good vibes.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Or old
Okay.
Hank Williams. That's
Oh, wow. Nice.
yeah, you'll like that one.
Yeah, man. Oh, dude, you see this behind me right there? That's
Oh,
old school
brother,
right
that's
there.
so the new drum set or the newish drum set at Sound City. I built it around Levon's like set with the Scorsese film that they did.
Oh, nice.
Like,
Dang,
if I can
dude.
build a drum set, man, I want it to look like Levon Helm.
Levon's, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. Man, I have to come hear it now. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe nice. So, Caleb, what kind of stuff are you listening to right now?
It's kind of all over the place. I'd say I'm doing a lot of Judah and the Lion right now. Just like in the past couple of days. Obviously before this for a little while, I've been listening to your stuff for a bit, and that's always good stuff. And I think I actually saw a couple of you. It was at an after, like they called it an after show. It was a Switchfoot concert.
Oh yeah,
with
in
Colony House.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I saw you guys out there, and I think I had vaguely heard of you guys, but I was like, huh. And then I talked to Mitch about that, and he's like, oh yeah, I know these guys. I'm
yeah. That the
cool.
time the couple months before Colony House was in town was with Judah and the Lion too, which is
yeah.
all worlds combining.
Yeah, but yeah, Judah and the Lion, a little bit of them, a little bit of you guys, but also I listened to I got a couple some songs from Martin Garrix, just because that's kind of I'm always back around that sort of.
Nice.
Yeah, that is my thing.
Caleb loves Martin Garrix and Colony House, like
dude,
two favorites.
Those guys are my bros. I love Colony House. They're good dudes.
Yeah, they're great. But yeah, that's just kind of just what I've been listening to, and it changes so much. It's kind of just when I find one new thing, I'll just like listen to it a ton until I'm sick of it for a while, and I have to go find something else. And then like a couple months later, I'll come back and I'm like, that was a great song, and I'll listen to it again until I'm sick and just repeat it over and over.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like I jump around a lot in music. Lately, I've been listening to funk, some country, some older country, and some new country that sounds like old country, which is very rare. And probably Rivers and Robots, Jonathan Ogden, Half Alive is really heavy rotation right now. But yeah, I don't really stick to one thing. Like my days, some days like will be a country day, some day will be a funk day. But yeah,
that's cool.
Sweet. Well, as a worship leader, what's one song that you can think of that's really kind of been resonating, even if it was before Corona, or I know you are doing live streaming now,
right?
A song that even through there that's been kind of resonating with you and the church you feel like lately.
Yeah. There's one that Joe Day kind of did a rewrite. It's called "'Tis Not That I Did Choose Thee." It was written like in the late 1800s. It is like he took like the regular stanzas and then he wrote a chorus around it. And the chorus that he wrote was, "Where can I go that you won't seek me there?" Just like the idea of like there's no place that we can go on earth right now. There's no amount of chaos that we can go through or be in the middle of all the darkness that God's not just going to sweep through and find his people, which is so like that. Like the verses start with the opening line, like "'Tis not that I did choose thee," like that. All of a sudden, just like whoa, like I'm very small and God is very big, yet He loves me very much. Like that's one that's been hitting pretty hard. There's another one that we started doing called the Reformation Song. Bob Kaufman and I'm forgetting the other writer's name, but we kind of redid it. Actually, Pastor Aaron redid it, and I was like, "Man, that's really cool." He was like, "Yeah, it's running for cover. It's one of your songs." He's like, "I basically," it's like, I kind of feel a little
Plagiarized.
icky. I was like, ooh, that sounds good.
That one song is really good. And he was like,
I was
yeah, I
like,
was
man,
covering
that's just
you.
got a cool vibe. He's like, you're an idiot. It's basically your song. But it's, yeah, kind of by grace alone, by faith alone. Like it's a very just gospel punch in the gut. Yeah. So those two songs have been, hitting pretty hard.
I remember getting to play "'Tis Not That I Did Choose Thee" in the back room there. That
Yeah. Oh, that's
like
right.
way
Yeah,
back.
that's right.
Yeah, and then it got stolen off of Joe's computer or whatever.
Right. His computer got, man.
Yeah.
We recorded that one. We just put out a EP.
Oh yeah.
And and Joe's line "With grace you are there" in "'Tis Not That I Choose Thee" is the title of the EP, and he's just vibey, man. It scares the crud out of me to write a like corporate worship song, because like within rock and roll you can just you can stay in a place of doubt and it's okay because you're wrestling through stuff. And I was like, man, corporate, if I look up and like see people seem like, well, this better be right.
This better be sound theology.
I know, totally. Yeah.
I got all these people singing it.
I know. I told
so
that to one of my bandmates, Ryan, and he was like, "Sounds like you need to be reading your Bible more, Pete." Like, ooh, called out, man.
Yeah.
Harsh.
Dude, that's good. And that's so yeah, the new Sound City EP you'll have out is called "With Grace You're There."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's on Spotify now and iTunes and everything. And yeah,
awesome.
It was really fun to do.
Yeah, sweet. Caleb, what's one song that we've played before, one that you've kind of been worshiping with lately that's really resonated with you?
I mean, before I have a lot of stuff that I like playing, but to be honest, it's been so long now that I kind of have like the memory of the like what the vibe was, but I don't have the actual song. But I know that that y'all played was it just not this last weekend, but Easter, you played Graves in the Gardens, and I really liked. I really felt like that was. I mean, obviously, you probably picked that somewhat for the situation, but besides the fact that it's just Easter, I feel like it's kind of like we're in the middle of this whole pandemic where they're out there and there's people dying, and it's like Graves in the Gardens. There's people dying, but in the end, there's always going to be. God's always going to be there, and he's always going to be around, and it's like he's there for you and he's for you. So
yeah, bringing new life. Yeah.